lasting memory tonight will be of Tobias's shot. But Ben, Joel, and Tobias all performed really well, and we got some information about all-star voting today. So I'm just curious about how you'd make the case for all three of them this season.
They all three should be on. That would be my case. I mean, I don't know, Lauren. I really, and I hate to say it, I really never focus on it. But they've all played just unbelievable basketball for our team. We got a great record, so we keep winning. It'll take care of itself. I'll put it that way.
It also really seemed like Matisse bothered LeBron a lot tonight. What was it like to sort of see that from him, despite LeBron's experience and size advantage?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Matisse does. You know, we told him, you're a 7-footer all the way until it gets to about the 3-point line. And then with LeBron, you get really small. So use your speed, be aggressive. And I thought he did that.
Next question comes from Keith Pompey.
It was up, Doc. Just talk about the last play, the last shot by Tobias.
Yeah, it was just a multiple option play. I thought Danny Green read it perfect. The first option, we set a pin down with Seth for Joel. We told him to give it a good look. If it's not there, throw it to Seth. Tobias slips into a pick and roll. They're switching everything. And whoever's on Tobias will be at the nail. You know, and then we went flat. The spacing was great. So it was great that we worked to set down to the last option. Kind of nice to see that. Showed a little bit of composure.
You kind of downplayed this game before the start, right? But this was, you know, you look at your strength of schedule. This was a barometer game, in my opinion. And so what does this victory say about your team to you?
You know, I don't know yet, Keith. I mean, they were playing great, right? And they showed at the end of the game, like champions, you know, it's hard to kill them. Like, they just keep coming back. They keep believing. They kept making shots. We weathered it, you know. But I don't know. It says that we're a good team. But for me, it says that we're really good, but we still have a lot of work still.
Thank you.
Up next is Kai Carlin.
Hey, Coach. Just going back to Tobias real quick, what are you seeing from him in terms of his growth at the closer?
We're trying to just keep getting him to his spot. You know, we ran a similar play, not the same, but a little bit similar in Memphis, and he got too deep. You remember he went out of bounds. And we told him, you were on your spot, and then you passed it up. Get to your spot, elevate, shoot. Keep the game simple. When he does that, he is unbelievable.
And then what did you think of Ben's overall game? It seemed like he was just again, all over the floor.
Yeah, he was huge. You know, the numbers will say the offense, but the defense and all the other little things he did was unbelievable. He's playing great. You know, it's funny. On his low-scoring nights, you look at the game film, and he's flying all over the place. The stuff he does for us to help us winning, the winning things he does, it's hard to put into numbers. And unfortunately, we're in this numbers generation where everything's numbers, and his brilliance sometimes is missed by a lot of people.
Thanks, Coach.
Next question comes from Dan Gelston.
Doc, what did you think of the foul LeBron on Joel, and how's he feeling right now?
Oh, I think he's fine, but that was a hard fall. I mean, that was not, you know, first of all, LeBron's not a dirty player. It was just a physical play, and they had to call the flagrant, I guess. You know, all the flagrants tonight. You know, flagrants they're you can get a flagrant easy these days. But that fall was hard, and there was some concern there for sure. The fact that Joel kept going, clearly he wasn't the same after that, you know, as far as his movement. And we kind of knew that, and we used him a lot in pick and rolls because of that.
Next question comes from Kevin Kincaid.
Hey, Doc, at the end there, did you think about using the challenge on that offensive foul?
No. If I had of, then we wouldn't have had the last play to draw up. You know?
So you just want to hold that timeout?
Yeah. If I had two, I would have used it. I did think they would have, the call would have stood, you know, because there was a little movement, not much. But when it can go either way, it usually doesn't go your way on those calls, if you know what I'm saying. So but I wish I had an extra timeout. I would have done it then, but not with one. You need that last timeout.
Paul Hudrick, you're up.
Hey, Doc, just to go back to Ben, he had one turnover tonight. Over the last few games, he's done a really good job taking care of the ball. How big of a point of emphasis has that kind of been with you recently? You know, because I know he's been playing well, but if that's one thing that he kind of seems to have really taken to heart recently.
Well, I don't have to because Sam destroys him on every turnover. Even the one today, if you saw, he was looking over at the bench because Sam was literally lost his mind on it. So Sam is the turnover whisperer, I guess, right now because he's all over Ben about it. It's important for us, especially down the stretch. The only thing that bugged me in the whole game, I thought, as a whole, we went through the second quarter with wasted possessions. Other than that, I thought we played pretty well.
Thanks, Doc.
Next question comes from Mark Narducci.
Hey, Doc, your starters went a lot of minutes today. Did this feel more than a regular season game? It's a defending champs and everything. And did it feel more than that?
Yeah, I guess, Mark, they turned into that. Like, the Boston games felt more than normal. The Miami game, you'll have those games during the year. And you can always tell, like, LeBron plays 38 minutes, our guys play big minutes, and we're still shorthanded. I mean, I tell you, between Tobias and Ben, and it's happened the last 3 games, we don't have but 1-4. And when one of those guys get in foul trouble in the first quarter, it hurts us. And they keep doing it, and so we have to play small, we have to be creative, and we have to extend minutes. That's what I don't want to do. But at the end of the day, it'll all even out.
Thank you.
Let's take 2 more, starting with Mark Medina.
Hey, Doc, when you look at the big picture of this, do you look at simply the result and the game winner and you guys prevailing at the end, or do you look at, the near squandering of the double-digit lead? How do you?
I probably, I'm a coach, so obviously it's the latter, because I didn't think, and not taking anything from them, I thought it was more self-inflicted. There's games that you lose where the other team goes and gets it. They play well. You don't make shots. They take you out of stuff. Tonight wasn't one of those nights. Tonight, I thought we had a lot of self-inflicted wounds from offensive rebounds. Even the last pass, LeBron throws a corner pass where we have 2 guys that wasn't ready for it. There was no doubt that's what he was doing. We went over the play that Anthony Davis got the shot. We covered it and we didn't execute that well. So there's a lot of things from a coaching standpoint that you will look at and know that you can do better.
Last question comes from Bob Schron.
Thank you. Coach, you kind of talked about what I was going to ask you, because before the game, you praised the team for your ability to have grit in closing games out.
Yeah.
So, does Tobias' shot put a exclamation point?
It does on the execution, because teams that are new don't execute to the third option, and we did that tonight. So that tells you we actually trust each other and we trust what we're running. I didn't think it should have gotten to that, Bob, tonight, but it did, and we'll live with the results, but we know we're better than that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.